Well, hi everyone, and welcome to Coffee and Tools this week. One of the things we're looking at this week is blades, and this was cut with a 24 tooth blade, and I put a little notch at the back here so you can sort of keep a look at it. And you can see I don't know if you can see it in the camera really well, but this is a really rough surface, and that's as good a cut as I can get out of that blade. This one here, which is an old block 2x4, is really dead smooth. That's an 80 tooth blade, but it's a carbide 80 tooth 12-inch blade that cut this, as opposed to this one, which is also 12-inch, but this is just a general purpose blade. And there's a big difference between the finishes. And really, you can really see it if you're here live. You can probably really see the difference in the two for the cut. This is so much smoother. I really was impressed with how good a job this little blade did. But the other thing that I ran into a while back, I purchased one of these. You know, you've probably seen them. A lot of people are buying the kits sometimes that come with, you know, 4 or 5 pieces. You get a flashlight, a vacuum cleaner, a drill, and maybe a little saw. The problem with the saws, I've been seeing it over and over again, is they splinter the wood. They're not very good at cutting. Of course, you don't have the depth of a full-size circular saw. And as a trim saw, they're kind of hopeless because, like this one here, when I got it, it would splinter. I mean, just shatter wood going through. And it just felt like so poor quality cut and everything. I just, you know what, I just put it in a corner. So I asked contractors, and they all said the same thing. If you get one of these in your kit, they told me they're doing the same thing. They're just throwing it in the back corner someplace and forget it. This is not usable. So what I did was I called Ryobi rep and talked to him about it, and they suggested send the saw back. There must be, you know, something wrong with it. Goes around and around. I don't know what else more can you do with it. So what I did was I charged the battery up several times, tried to make sure it was a fully charged battery, and ran the saw. Same thing, splintered the wood over and over again, and also felt a little bit of vibration. Just wasn't really a good saw to use for much of anything, and especially for trim. You really want a saw that's going to, you know, give you a nice cut. Like I was just showing you, you want a really nice, super smooth finish on trim, because trim work is like cabinet. It's like people are going to see it right there in their face, so you've got to have a nice cut. Well, this wasn't doing the job, and because it's not a deep cutting saw, it's certainly not good for, like, you know, house framing work or doing joists or something. Forget it. So as a handy little saw, it really just didn't seem to have much of a niche for anything. Then a while back, I got to thinking, like I've always maintained, sometimes the blade can make the tool. So I went and got this 24 tooth blade, which does not come on these Ryobis. It's an aftermarket 24 tooth blade. As you can see, it's got lots of miles on it. Reason is, the saw is doing an awesome job. It's cutting really nice, really smooth, and it's getting a good cut. So if you happen to have one of these types of saws and you're not happy with it, it goes back to the same thing. Take a look at the blade you have on there or what it came with, and consider going up with just basically more teeth. You know, if you have an 18 tooth, a 24 tooth will probably give you a little better. In fact, if I could find something maybe even higher than 24, I might even jump on that at some point, because with the 24 in here, and it's a carbide tip blade, and it's a very nice smooth blade, and I had to pay a little bit more, you know, for a good blade like this, but it gives me such good results that I can now live with this thing, and I can use it, and I actually use it now. So that's just I guess call it the hot tip of the week for anybody out there that's getting into woodworking. If you've picked up one of these kits and you just so happen to have the, you know, the saw with it, gotta help you. Yeah, get a good blade, because that's going to make that saw work so much better for you. Well, hi, and we're back. I had to change out some blades. No. One of the tools I wanted to show this week was this little baby right here. This is a nice tool. It's not going to do a big, long construction site or something. Yeah, it's a planer, electric planer, and uses the 18-volt Ryobi rechargeable batteries. But I really enjoy this one, and I sort of did some reviews on it and checked it all out. And the situation is like this. If you're just going to do a small job and you need a little planer that is easy to use, it's not going to give you a lot of hassle, this little baby right here is pretty darn good. Very handy, very portable, obviously with the 18 volts, so you can plane wherever you need to plane. But like I said, it's just for a short, small job. If you need a long, big job using a planer all day long or something, obviously no, this is not going to do the job for you. But if you're new to woodworking and you're getting into something and you want an electric planer, you've been thinking about it, this is actually a pretty good little machine. So I'm going to recommend it as being, this is a darn good tool for planing. Thanks for watching from Coffee and Tools. Please subscribe to the channel if you get a chance. In fact, one of these weeks we're going to talk about how to make good coffee. Well, there's a thought, isn't it? But in the meantime, let's stick with the tools and have a good week, or what's left of it. And hey, have a great weekend, everybody. And next week, same thing. We'll do some more tools.